Let's talk about Xbox Series S today, because it looks like this little next generation Xbox console hasn't really become the game changer in the gaming market that Microsoft expected. Let's look into this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I would like to focus on Xbox Series S, so the low power and cheap Xbox next generation console. So the main purpose of this console when Microsoft decided to build it was obviously to provide more sales. Now, did that really happen? Did people actually buy more Xbox Series S than Xbox Series X? I mean, we could actually debate, but yeah, Xbox Series S was a very popular console at the very beginning of this generation because A, the price, but B, Xbox Series X wasn't just available, right? So a lot of people actually bought that console just to jump into the next generation Xbox gaming. And yeah, because Xbox Series X wasn't available, and I get that for some people the low price was actually a big factor too. But the real question here is how many people actually did really buy the Xbox Series S for its price? Because like it seems to me like this year that Xbox Series S is actually not that popular as I would expect or Microsoft would expect, right? And like I said, the initial success of that console might be tied to the lack of Xbox Series X availability, right? And obviously the PlayStation 5, the popularity of PlayStation 5 console is actually proof that, well, you know, when somebody wants to buy this console, they will pay $500, no problem, right? Looks like that $500 price is not a problem these days, right? I mean, at the end of the day, PlayStation sold like 45 million PlayStation 5 consoles as of today or something like that, right? So my point is that, you know, looks like, well, Xbox Series S didn't really do that great in my opinion, because I would expect that more people would buy it. I mean, $300 console, right? Like if everyone was buying this console for, you know, because of its price, I mean, you would expect more people to actually buy it. But I think the biggest problem with Xbox Series S is also its price a little bit, because I think that for what you pay, you don't you get really a cut down version of Xbox Series S big time, right? Xbox Series X big time. So I understand. So for example, like let's talk about specs for a minute, right? You get a GPU that is 3 times less powerful. You get, well, not really half of the RAM, but you know, way less RAM, so which obviously is a big issue for developers. You get half of the storage. And, you know, also you don't get optical drive. So, you know, if you want to play some of the games, you know, from discs or install games from discs that you may have owned during the Xbox 360 or Xbox One era, you're not really going to get that, right? So really, is the value really there? Well, actually, that's debatable. So in my opinion, if Microsoft priced this console at $200, or maybe even $250, maybe that would actually make more sense. But I don't think that price is actually doing this console any favors. And in general, I think that people are actually more aware about the specs and that kind of stuff than some people give them credit for. at the end of the day, I understand that on Twitter we are in these bubbles, or even YouTube and stuff. But like more people, more young people actually talk about specs. They don't even necessarily talk about the specs, but they hear all these conversations sometimes. Oh, Xbox Series S is the worst console this generation because of ABC, right? I mean, that kind of information actually gets to these people because, like, a lot of these people actually do read comments, they comment. They don't necessarily have to be very active on Twitter or YouTube, but they watch videos, they watch big tech YouTubers and that kind of stuff. So, like, marketing, Microsoft PlayStation marketing is one thing, but like they do listen to these YouTubers and that kind of stuff, right? So in my opinion, like, Xbox Series S is really not that popular, not even because of its price, like too high of the price in my opinion, but also because like it's just the least powerful console this generation, and that actually means something. And we're not talking about like small difference here, right? It's like a big difference. And like when it comes to games, it lacks ray tracing features. Most of the games really, resolution is much lower. Some games just comes with 30 frames per second modes. So I guess like I understand that maybe Microsoft was aiming this console at like moms and pops buying these consoles for kids and stuff. But like really thinking about it, like older people, or let's just say parents these days, are more aware of these devices than our parents back in the days, right? I mean, my parents probably don't know much about it, but like I'm a parent, I'm 43 years old, buying stuff for my kids, I know what I'm buying, and I know the specs. So I'm not necessarily saying that every single parent know like the full specs of each console, but I'm sure they are pretty aware that, oh, that console is priced at this price, but yeah, I mean, the other one is more expensive, but it's much better, right? And so I think that like genuinely speaking, I'm not necessarily sure right now if actually releasing Xbox Series S was that much of a good idea. I wouldn't really call it a mistake just yet. We'll see how that goes. Who knows? Maybe they will price it better later on in this generation, and it will win over a lot of people. But I don't know. It's just like, at the end of the day, for me, I look at sales, like numbers, and like you don't necessarily, like, Xbox Series X is selling better and better right now, right? People want Xbox Series X over Xbox Series S for the most part, right? And I was even like in one of my local electronics stores, basically on Black Friday. And I've seen like, 20 boxes of PlayStation 5s, 20 boxes of Xbox Series X consoles, and maybe 2 or 3 Xbox Series S. Why? Because, looks like these stores just didn't really stock up on Xbox Series S because they don't really sell that well. That's my local observation, but like Jenny speaking, like look at Amazon, for example, any Amazon website, like whether US, UK, you would expect Xbox Series S to be at the top of the chart. It's not there. Actually, a lot of times Xbox Series X is better selling console than Xbox Series S, even though it's $150 to $200 more expensive, because people want that, because they know Xbox Series X is just much better value for the money. So listen, obviously this is just my opinion, and who knows, maybe Microsoft will prove me wrong big time very soon. But like, I mean, I've seen some big, price discounts on Xbox Series S, the other day, and they don't really break any sales records really, right? So we'll see. I'm sure we will get some sales numbers in the future for like Black Friday and the whole of November, December, and even fact alone that like in Europe, Xbox, actually dropped in price, dropped in sales like by 50%. That says something. Like having the cheapest console on the market, and it goes down like that when it comes to sales. That's just not a good look, in my opinion. And I understand that Microsoft may not be really into the consoles and it's not their priority right now, but still, I'm not necessarily sure if Xbox Series S, releasing Xbox Series S, actually did Microsoft any favors. I mean, I'm not saying it was a mistake, because like, hey, they still have got Xbox Series X out there. So like, hey, if you don't Xbox Series S, you've got the other option. But was it worth the effort? What about PR spin? Like at the end, some people look at Xbox and they think Xbox Series S. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud right now. I'm not a PR guy, so I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But hey, that's just my opinion, and I'm sure that people will tell me I'm wrong and that kind of stuff. So I'm fine with it. Like, hey guys, prove me wrong, right? So anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.